Sup shredders, my name is Logan aka Spiderhands and welcome to SP Reviews where today we're going to be checking out a track by an act named Myles Maxwell titled Sorry for Ghosting You off of their album Definitely Not a Werewolf. And if we switch over to here, this is a slightly different situation for me recording wise. I'm working with a more minimalist setup. Not to the detriment of the review, just because one of the things I usually record or screen record with is being a massive pain. So this should hopefully be a far more enjoyable experience for me. We're going to listen through this track from start till finish, and we're going to hear what we think. Myles Maxwell. Congrats on the release, by the way, to Myles. This is fantastic. 7 tracks here. Quite a lot of attention for this first one. Let's go. I'm liking the drums with the kind of the gritty. The acoustic guitar, has it been DI'd or has it been recorded with a mic? There's an interesting bass resonance there as well. I wasn't expecting that. I think the guitar has been recorded via a microphone, because that little squeaky sound that goes between chord shapes is typically indicative of that. Resolve well with that melody there. There's a little bit of distortion or something, like a little subtle lead line back there, but I'm kind of digging how it isn't too much. It isn't too in your face. Bad time for a new romance. The vocals are sounding a little bit quiet in the mix, but I think it's mostly just these headphones. The vocals always sound a little bit quiet in the mix with these headphones. I'm liking the coloration that's laid on the guitar. There's a very somber, sort of bittersweet song. It's an interesting vibe that we're getting from this track, actually. I wasn't expecting those synthy sounds. It's interesting. It's an intriguing listen. He's a great singer. I'm hearing a nice natural vibrato with the way he's delivering his lines. I'm happy with how he's singing. There's a bass resonance there, which I think is messing with how some of the other instruments are coming out. Nice way of cascading downwards with that melody there. Going up a little bit in the vocal range. Memories are important, man. Memories are important. Sounds like things didn't really work out that well for the people involved within this tale. There's a sadness that the music matches the content of the lyrics and the way it's being performed. There's a desperation and a sadness that's being emoted by Myles Maxwell right now. It seems reasonably authentic as well. Yeah, fantastic using his chest voice there really nicely. And holding onto that note with that emphasis there. Creates a bit of tension that I'm kind of enjoying. I'm warming up to the sound of this album so far. Interesting guitar line on the left. A little bit of tension there with those chromatics, but it's cool. Oh, that's unusual. I was not expecting that. It's almost kind of vaporwave-ish. I'm kind of digging the overall vibe of this track. It's very atmospheric and it's sort of mystical, and it's a very sleek track. It's like some new age kind of elements with some synth elements and some grungy sort of acoustic rock parts. Oh, this is fun. It's very loud though. Oh, there's a bit of distortion there, yep. We know what we're doing. I think the production here is pretty spot on. Music doesn't need to be pretty. I think that's a really important thing to note here. Music can be kind of ugly if you want it to be, and that's fine. Tried to tell you that I might not be here in the morning. Oh, so he is not going to stick around there. He tried to let them know that he wasn't going to be there. He did his best, but just ended up doing it anyways. Sometimes you just got to walk away from a situation like that, you know? It's nice to finish on that line to add a little bit of context to the rest of the track and balance things out. Yeah, wow. Okay, that 5 minutes felt really quick. It went by really quickly. Yeah, my idea about what the song is about is basically that we've got a song about a human being who maybe ended up ghosting someone. They never got back in touch and is apologizing for that. They feel bad about it. Maybe it was something they needed to do. Maybe the memories make them regret it. I don't know, but ultimately it was a thing that happened, and it's just sort of articulating that in the way that we can all understand as listeners. Whilst also trying, I think, to make peace with it, or sort of suffering. It's tricky. It's a tricky situation, you know? Nobody likes being ghosted, but you've also got to look out for yourself, right? It's a tricky thing. You got to balance the pros and the cons. What else do I like about this track? I think, you know, the story is fairly interesting. I haven't heard a lot about ghosting anyways, that specific part of relationships. I enjoyed the structure of it. You know, it wasn't entirely an ABC structure. You had a couple of instrumental breaks in there. You had an interlude. You had the outro chorus, voiced slightly differently. You had that third part where there was like a really intensity to it, like a distortion. Everything kind of peaked up a little bit. It wasn't a predictable track in regards to its structure and its tone, and I think that's fantastic. It developed itself throughout. The initial theme was great, but it became more and more interesting as we went along, and I think that's a fantastic use of 5 and a bit minutes. The vocal performance by Myles Maxwell was fantastic. Initially, I was wondering if he was a bit quiet, but I think that was just simply allowing for dynamic range within the track. And when he went up in his range later on, he really belted it, and he stood out really well, so I completely understand what was going on there. I've got no complaints. The instrumental performances as well. I can tell that a fair few of those instruments were acoustically recorded, and I've got a lot of love for that. When you've got this kind of complexity and emotional content, it can be really helpful to have acoustic instruments. That adds more humanity to the experience. And I enjoyed it a lot. I think the electronic synthy bits were a fun addition, and added a nice balancing to the tonality of the vocals, plus the coloration and timbre of the other acoustic guitar and bass and drums, which are primarily like rock and grunge and kind of, yeah, it's a nice balancing act that was accomplished here. And the recording, mixing, and mastering, I suppose, is fairly spot on. I got a lot of love, actually, for what Myles Maxwell's been able to do here. I'm not trying to blow smoke up anybody's whatever, but I enjoyed this, and I think it was a really well-written track, and I'm proud of Myles for what he's managed to accomplish here. But that is effectively my review, though, of Myles Maxwell's Sorry for Ghosting You, a track off of the album Definitely Not a Werewolf. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy this review, please do go show Myles some love via his various social medias and Spotify page. Stay cool and stay safe, and please also remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on in the world. Catch you next review. Spider hands up.